Hello and welcome once again. As children, surely many of us have asked our parents, what we give, does it really come back to us? Because as parents, surely most of them have taught us lessons in doing good, saying that all goodness somehow comes back in unexpected ways, that eventually the dots do connect and one good act leads to another, and the ripples are unstoppable then. Steve Jobs, the powerful and creative American businessman, inventor, and co founder of Apple, I believe was all for connecting of dots. He has written and spoken several times about it. For instance, he once said, and I quote, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future." Unquote. He wrote once that believing that the dots will connect down the road will give you the confidence to follow your heart even when it leads you off the well worn path. This quote emphasizes the idea that while you are living your life, it is impossible to know how seemingly random events or experiences will ultimately fit together to create a larger picture or purpose. We have to trust that our past experiences, even those which seem insignificant for the moment, will eventually make sense in the context of our future. This trust, according to Jobs, is essential for having the courage to follow our heart and make choices that we would otherwise be afraid to make. With respect to one action at least, the action of care, caring for others, I'm very sure that it comes back, and often in leaps and bounds, and usually from people we never thought would care, and in the most unexpected of ways. No act of care or kindness, no matter how small, I believe, is ever wasted. I'm convinced of this by now. Also, when someone lovingly cares for us, we must reciprocate with care. If not towards the same person, then for anybody else. But care we must. Or we could be squashing this kindred spirit, and this increasingly getting insensitive world shall completely lose all color and charm. What do you say? Here is a charming story which has helped me get out of this imbroglio when I had of whether to care or not. Once upon a time, there was a village where simple folks lived, and there was a monastery about 2 miles from the village. One day, a man from the village called out at the monastery gates and handed the old monk who opened the gate a magnificent bunch of grapes, saying, "Dear father, I have brought as a gift the finest grapes my vineyard has produced." The monk smiled and said, "Thank you. I'll take them to the abbot immediately. He'll be delighted with this offering." But the villager insisted, "No, no, I brought them just for you." The old monk told the villager that he didn't think he deserved such a fine gift. "Oh, yes," insisted the man, "for whenever I come by, you open the gates and welcome me. When I needed help because the crop was destroyed, you shared your meal with me every day. I hope this bunch of grapes will remind you of the sun's love, the rain's beauty, and the miracle of God, for it is He who made them grow so fine." The monk held the bunch of grapes that looked full and luscious. He nevertheless decided to present it to the abbot, who had always shared with him precious words of wisdom. The abbot was very pleased with the grapes, but as he accepted them, he thought of one of the brothers who had been very unwell since long. "I will pass on these grapes to him. They may bring some joy to his life," the abbot wondered. But the grapes didn't stay in the sick monk's room for long. He was happy to get them, and the gesture of the abbot had made him teary eyed. But he reflected, our cook has been feeding me such nourishing meals to help me recover. I'm sure he will enjoy these. In the evening, as the cook brought him his meal, the sick monk presented him with the grapes. They are for you, said the sick monk. You work so hard. Take a moment to sit and enjoy these. The cook was happy and amazed at the beauty of the grapes. He was tempted to have them, but the next instant he thought of the newest entrant to the monastery. He decided to gift the grapes to the youngster, as he felt he might be a bit lonely without his family, and also so that he might understand that the work of God is in the smallest details of creation. After all, the grapes were so beautiful. When the novice received them, his heart was filled with joy, for he had never seen such beautiful grapes. He felt overwhelmed that though he was new to the monastery, yet somebody had thought of him. He recalled the first time he had come to the monastery and of the simple old monk who had opened the gates and warmly welcomed him. It was that gesture which had allowed him to feel at home in the community of people who knew how to value the wonders of life. And so he walked to the monk at the gate, giving the monk the bunch of grapes. He said, eat and enjoy them, for you spend most of your time alone here, and these grapes will make you very happy. The story ends here. Convinced you are too, isn't it, that what you give, you get back. Of course, many a times you will do good, and for a long time no one shall see or appreciate or even acknowledge. But do know that your good deed is somewhere doing a marvelous job, and the world is a better place owing to it. We may not always get to see the whole picture or see the ripples ourselves, but they are there, stirring hearts and lives somewhere. Thank you.